I need to go to the meeting. Something's wrong. I might not be in the house of God.
Right.
Our Brother Michael was talking about going your own way, looking for your own solution, looking to one master. To think about what you have to do about the situation. But
bless your heart, son.
My way of figuring, and your way of figuring, and your way of figuring. Oh, brother, it ain't nowhere as good enough as what the understanding of Jesus and the figuring of Jesus. But my God, I tell you what, He's got all the plans. He's got all the answers. He knows everything is going to happen. Hey, He knew you was going to break your knees, you was going to Chelsea. He knew that. Hey, He knew you was going to hurt your back at the fire department. Hey, He knew everything that was going to happen. He knew the exact everything before your mom and dad were even go. Hey, don't worry about holding your problems back and keeping it to yourself. Because that'll bottle up on the inside. And you're bitter. And you're bitter. But you lay it on that altar tonight. You lay it down to Jesus. Hey, He knows the answer already. He ain't got to think about it. He already knows it, Brother Jay. If you don't give a roll, God, what am I going to do about this one? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know that one. No. What Jesus said. Oh, Brother Gary, He said He had all the problems. He had everything taken care of. Oh, He knew how to be tempted as a temptation at 14 years old. He knew that, I ain't going to have to worry about it because I give it to God that temptation's going to see. I'm getting that book, that temptation. It ain't going to be as strong. Granted, I'm still going to have it, Brother Jerry. My flesh will fail. But, brother, I tell you tonight, when that Jesus gave me that holy touch, when Jesus gave me that holy touch, He gave me that heavenly touch, that's when my problems change. You see here that Jesus was on His way with George because his daughter was dead.
Bless you,
I'm glad that when in my time of trouble, God will say, I'm going to wait until I take care of Brother Michael's blessings. He said, I'm going to take care of Brother Michael's issues. No.
Oh, yes.
Then the doctor said, Lord, why are you going to ask me to touch you in this multitude? Against the threats, everybody's rubbing shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. How are you going to ask me to touch you? May I tell you tonight that the Lord knows your touch.
Right.
And that time when you need the most, you call upon His name. That when the time you call upon Him and you need Him, hey, may I tell you, He knows your touch. When the time when I'm in my darkest, deepest valley, and I say, Lord, I've been waiting on you, son. Well, you didn't say, oh man, I never knew this was going to happen to Jacob. He said, man, I knew this was going to happen, but I'm glad you didn't run about this. I'm glad you gave it to me. Hey, but I was looking for my keys, my brother Jerry.
That's good. Preach, boy.
Bless you, Lord.
That's right. Good, son.
That's good preaching right there.
Let's talk about a touch of Jesus. When Jesus touched people, people get healed and they get raised from the dead and the demons get cast out.
Sure.
And I'll tell you about that touching of the cross. That was the justification. He didn't have to let them nail him to the cross. He said, no.
That's right.
Let this go past me. I don't want this up. You send somebody else. No, but when them touches from Jesus, there's significance about it. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't go to church and you don't pray and you don't read your Bible, I don't expect getting a touch from Jesus tonight.
Right.
Let's look at in Luke 22, verse 51. And Jesus answered and said, suffer ye thus far. And He touched his ear and healed him. It's in there when one of the disciples cut up the chief priest's servant's ear. And he was like, oh no, you cut my ear off. And Jesus said, hey. Yo! That'll get you a little excited. Hey, you might have a big old problem. You might be freaking out about something tonight. But hey, you let Jesus get into that and you let Him take care of that. Hey, I promise you tonight, your problems will be healed. Amen. That verse I read out of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. It's about people that call our name to humble themselves. And it says about turning from their wicked ways. That woman with the issue of blood.
Sure, listen.
I took that wicked ways as
Sure.
she was in the world. She was living in the world of things.
Sure.
She was like, well, Penny Greg will get your necklace for me.
Yes.
President Obama will take care of my taxes and my bills, my debt.
Checks in the mail.
All
Right.
That's good.
Bless him, Jesus.
I just don't know what to do, Brother Jerry.
Preach.
Jesus himself has got his arm around me, and I think God's trying to dance with me. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling Jesus down on me. I just don't know what to do right now, brother.
Praise God. Anytime, son.
Praise God.
Yes, I like
Bless
that.
Jacob.
Everybody.
Do right.
That's
Amen.
good. All right.
The
Bless
people
your
he was
heart.
looking and seeking after, Brother Jerry, that was no good.
Right.
Those people couldn't do nothing for her. But then they she realized she needed to get a little touch of
Amen.
Jesus.
Amen.
That's when her problem stopped. It said, and straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. Hey, when you go to Jesus and He gets your problem, see, He ain't gonna say, well, there's a three-week waiting period. It's gonna take a little time. I'm gonna have to get Brother Jerry's prayer request in first. I just ain't going. You gotta wait in line. You know, at that return shelf at Walmart. Yeah, you gotta wait a long. Well, you got to wait. You got to do electronics. You're gonna. No, I can't receive that. You got to take that. No. When we went to Jesus, He didn't say, "Well,
That's a good
oh,
picture.
shut up." I ain't saying that as soon as you go to Jesus and with something, He ain't gonna be like, "All right, that's it." I ain't saying He's gonna take care of it right away. But I promise you, He ain't just gonna worry about your problems later.
Right.
He ain't gonna say, "Well, write me a letter or type me a letter in a double space." Said, call upon the name of the Lord,
Amen.
and I'll show thee great and mighty things.
Amen. That's it, preacher. Boy, that's it,
Where she
son.
was seeking, the place, who she was seeking, the people. That was wrong. She couldn't answer her problem, which we see in the
Right.
mirror.
You're right.
But when she
Amen.
got hold of Jesus,
Don't do that.
Jesus said, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, and turned about in the press and said, who touched my clothes? Brother Jerry, I looked up that word virtue,
Amen.
and you know what that said, Brother Jerry? Moral excellence.
That's right.
I think about knowing and understanding stuff. I believe I can stand on the Bible about this. That the Lord is perfect in His understanding. He was perfect in all. It ain't just the moral excellence. It was all everything excellent. It was all omnipotent perfection. It was He knew everything.
Sure.
He knew everything.
Right. Bless him,
Good.
Lord.
Amen.
He knew virtue had gone out of him. But I'm glad that he don't run out of that virtue, Brother Jerry.
Right.
I'm glad that like them Jehovah's Witnesses, they need to check up.
Yeah, my-
Because it ain't just the 144,000 or whatever, Brother Jerry.
Amen.
None of that blood on the cross, it was sufficient for everyone to call the name of the Lord. Them Calvinists need to check up. It ain't just
That's
certain
right.
amount of people going to get
That's
saved.
right.
Hey, it says, whosoever will
right.
shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be
Can't put
saved.
no numbers.
Come on.
That's right.
And he say, well, it's the late few going to heaven. And it's like, well, the ace of the heaven going to heaven, and the rest of them just going to run out. No, it says, whosoever will. And I'm glad that He's got enough virtue in Him that can get me and you 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 and you. Hey, He ain't going to run out of that mercy. He ain't going to run out of that love. He ain't going to run out of that atonement. He ain't going to run out of that mercy and that kindness and that lovingness. Oh, we ain't going to run out just my Jesus. Whoa!
Bless him, Lord.
I don't know why y'all be so quiet thinking about being saved from hell. And a man that came from prison and he got on that old rugged cross and took 2 nails through his wrist and one through his feet, brother. That was for me, brother. He said, y'all don't get saved. That was for Brother Jacob. He said, I want him.
Amen.
You can tell me that verse earlier, Brother Jeremy, that he died on the cross just so he can have you for himself. He don't want to share you with the devil, not a little bit.
Right.
He wants you all to himself. He didn't want to share you with the devil a little.
Right.
Bless him, God.
That's good.
I'm glad I can get a little touch of Jesus.
Amen.
Little bit
Yeah.
of
And
brilliant.
even when people are down, I'm saying, what do you mean somebody touched you? I mean, come on, what do you mean? He said, no, somebody touched me. Somebody touched me. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing